let's start with just some key game recaps. Last night, Sunday Night Football in New York City, well, actually Jersey, but in Jersey, it was the New York Giants hosting the four-time Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. That game was pretty much what I thought it was going to be. I'm still not really impressed by the Chiefs right now. They have big offensive problems. They look like they were struggling. And if Russell Wilson wasn't just generationally bad, who knows how that game could have came out, man. The final score was 22-6 Chiefs. You got Pat out there throwing the guys like Tyquan Thornton, and that's no disrespect to that gentleman, but he's a rookie. He's a rookie. This is not somebody you expect to be the number one option on a championship level team. You know what I'm saying? So he had a good game. Had a touchdown, 71 yards receiving. Pat threw the ball 37 times, 22 to 37, one touchdown. On the other end, Russell Wilson, what a disaster class, 18 to 32, 160, two interceptions. And from the running game, they got a little bit from Cam Scatterbo. He had 60 yards receiving and one touchdown as well.
That's all I wanted to hear you say. I just wanted to hear you say his name one time for the one time. Works up, baby.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. That's your school. I have no problem with Cam Scatterbo. I do have a problem with the Amon-Ra brothers talking about he was white chocolate, and then he was like, oh yeah, my friends who don't black. Shut up. That's crazy. Like no, that what. Yeah, I was gonna say something crazy. Patreon, people. Patreon.
But to be clear, okay, I think that man might have like a light dosage of CTE because
a light dosage,
very light, maybe slightly mild. The compact Lego man structure, I think, attributes to that.
I think there's something else he might have, but we're on Patreon, so we're gonna keep it clean on here. But yeah, this game to me told me a lot more about the Chiefs than it did the Giants. I mean, the Giants are pretty much the team that we all thought they were going to be. We're already having calls for. So okay, Brandon, thank you for correcting me. Tyquan Thornton has been in the league 3 years. So that kind of proves my point. What I said about that's Pat's number one option right now. But yeah, they just don't look right. They don't look right. And usually with the Chiefs, you're like, oh, okay, you start on 2. First time you started on 2 in a while, they'll get it together. They got one of the greatest coaches ever, their dynasty. I'm worried about them. I got an overreaction that I'll save for overreaction Monday. But I think this is the most vulnerable I've seen this team in the Patrick Mahomes run, and I don't even think it's remotely close. And it's because the lack of receiving options he got. I think the defense has been fine. The running backs, I mean, they're okay, but you know what I'm saying? That's not the main problem. Who are your receivers? My man Travis Kelce's cooked. He's cooked. He hasn't announced his retirement, but he need to go ahead and announce that because it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You got to go marry a billionaire. Enjoy your life, brother. You got a lot of championships. A lot of accolades. You're going to go down as one of the best tight ends of all time. You do not need this stuff that you are dealing with right now. And I know Pat is because Pat is going through what most quarterbacks go through right now. Life isn't great when you're not rich, Pat. So that's my take right now on the Chiefs. As far as the Giants, right now they put themselves in a situation where Russ just isn't getting the job done. But you at the same time, you don't want to rush Jackson Dart. Granted, I'm not high on Jackson Dart at all. I don't think this is going to be a change. I think he's going to be another quarterback to join the bad quarterback cycle. And I think that's one thing we saw yesterday, too. There's a lot of bad quarterbacks in the NFL. But at this point, you got to try something, too. But if Dayball doesn't feel that this team, that he's ready, you might have to go to Jameis because I don't think you can keep doing this with Russ. This is not just a thing that's popping up with Russ this year. This happened last year with the Steelers. This happened the year before that with Denver. The year before that with the both 2 years in Denver. Sean Payton couldn't wait to get rid of dude. So you're starting to see a different thing going on right now. And, much respect to Russ. Like I said, I'm going to say the same thing about him that I said about Travis Kelce. You had a great career. Is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know. Maybe not. If he is, I don't think he's first ballot. He wasn't one of those quarterbacks that jumped off the page no matter how good he was when he wasn't in his peak. You got a beautiful wife, brother. You get to wake up to Sierra every day. You got millions of dollars in your bank account. You got a Super Bowl ring. You do not, I'm going to keep telling this. You do not have to do this. So step away, step to the side of this time. Time to be a veteran, and at least get the 3 to 4 good games of Jameis that you're going to get every year and ride that out for a couple weeks. And then you go to Jackson Dart. You know what I'm saying? Orlando, right? The Giants missed Daniel Dimes. We'll get to him in a minute, too. But that's my thought on last night's game. Courtney, tell me what you thought about last night's game from both perspectives.
I'm not gonna hold you. I did turn it off about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. I was bored to tears. That being
I
said,
understand.
it felt a lot like the Giants were almost playing not to lose, which is never really a good strategy, especially against a team like the Chiefs, where I'm not saying they can always just turn it on, but as long as you have Patrick Mahomes back there, like he's always going to be able to make something happen. But I agree with what you said. That Chiefs offense does not look right. Now, I know, you win your first game. Good for them. You should win. Cam Scatterbo looked great for the Giants. But when's Rashee Rice come back? What, week 7? Week 7, maybe? Week 6?
Who?
Rashee Rice for the Chiefs.
I think he played last night, didn't he?
Did he?
No. He's suspended. Yeah, I think he's back.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
like, I thought he
all
was
right.
suspended.
Okay, I was looking at the
Week
Russian.
6,
Yeah, okay.
I was like,
It's
no,
9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, they're
It's 9:30 in the
wearing
morning. Give me a
free 4
pass.
shirts. Also, yeah, the Chiefs are nasty for that, having them dudes wearing them free 4 shirts. I'm like, you act like dude was like in trouble for PEDs or something. Like he didn't almost kill somebody on the tollway down the street from me. But I digress. The Chiefs, I'm still not liking what I'm seeing. But again, give Patrick Mahomes some more offensive weapons here in a few weeks, and we'll see how that looks. Also, that division. Overreaction Monday is later on in the program.
We gonna get to that.
We got to discuss the division.
Go ahead.
Well, one, you should be playing your best games in November, December. So I'm not too worried about the Chiefs because they tend to play their best games November, December. However, last night was ass. It was terrible. It looked like a team out of sync. Travis Kelce needs to go home and start having babies because it's a wrap. Like, that's just done. Also, like I've been saying, it's all fun and games until you ain't got no wide receiver. And just because you Patrick Mahomes, that don't mean that you make wide receivers. Tyreek Thornton has looked good. He looks like the number one right now until Rashee Rice comes back. But no, they look terrible. Running game does not look like it should look as well. I think it was you that said something about Isaiah Pacheco and playing soccer. Well, maybe that's the best football he needs to play. Like, look, this team looked like ass. Last night, it was supposed to be a homecoming game night of sorts, at the very least. When you saw Kansas City versus New York on the schedule, you knew this game was going to be terrible. But as long as it was a homecoming game of sorts and you get 4 or 5 touchdowns from Patrick Mahomes, you got what you needed. Chris Collinsworth could sweat all over Patrick Mahomes and all of that, and they didn't get a chance to do that. So last night was terrible for everybody involved.
And he really wanted to on that throw to Thornton that didn't count, the first one. He was like, well, you gotta love a guy like that. And then I'm like, brother, the ball clearly hit the ground. And then Pat was like, no, I'm doing this again. You've not seen Pat crack a smile all year. He is out there like that Drewski skit, a dude going back to his wife. He is not having fun whatsoever, man. But yeah, that's what I thought from that. We'll get into Overreaction Monday at the end of this hour. Said, please don't look at the Monday Night Football game from next week, y'all. Who is Monday Night Football?
Is it some nonsense, probably like Titans and the fucking Jags or some bullshit?
Let's see.
Right.
Monday Night Football next week is... Hold on. I looked at Thursday night game. My fault. That was Thursday night. Oh, yeah. That's... yeah.
The fact that you would at Thursday night is not more encouraging, Scott.
Yeah, that's true, but you expect bad on Thursday night. Yeah, we got a doubleheader next Monday, but it's a huff doubleheader. You got Jets, Dolphins, and Bengals, Broncos.
You see what I mean? I knew it was some nonsense.
I'm gonna catch up with family next Monday because that is.
And Bengals, Broncos. That should be a tough watch.
Yeah, that's
Monday Night Raw. Here we come.
Midnight fun. Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HNB Media and the Barbershop Network.